What's up, everybody? Sorry for being MIA the last couple of weeks. I had to shoot up to Colorado for some work and actually had to go into the office. And the week before, I had produced a couple of videos and I just didn't like how they turned out. And I just didn't want you guys seeing my failures. Although I know my quality is getting a lot better from my first video. Maybe not a lot, but it's getting better. Hopefully you're noticing things are getting better with each video. I hope. I'm trying to be deliberate here. Anyway, my tangents aside, and I'm really trying to limit my tangents in my video, so I apologize. One thing I will point out, I am using the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro to record this video. Someone mentioned that the audio wasn't sounding super good, so hopefully this helps out. If not, I will cough up the money and buy some mics so that I can actually sound nice for you all. Today, we are going to be doing a quick pros and cons after 6 months of owning the SteelSeries QcK Gaming Mousepad. Now, I believe this one is called the QcK Gaming Prism because it has the pretty colors. Let's jump right into the pros. My biggest pro of this device is how wide it is. I think that it is nice and spacious horizontally. With a caveat, I will add, I am a high sensitivity player, which means I'm barely moving my hand when I play. Couple inches at most if I'm doing some sweeping motions, trying to do some flicks or something. I feel like I have ample room for pretty much anything that I'm doing. I never run my mouse off of the edge of the mouse pad, so big thumbs up on the horizontal space. Now, I do think they could improve the vertical space by giving you another couple inches. That's just my personal take. Realistically, it's not necessary, but it would be nice, especially for people that are going to have more of their forearm on their desk. Obviously, one of the pros are the pretty colors. Who doesn't like a little RGB spicing up their gaming system or their whole room? Sorry. Anywho, the RGB is nice. It adds a little bit of flair. Now, realistically, if you're like me and you bought it because you thought it was going to provide a little more bright light in your PC area, it doesn't provide a ton of light. Now, it does provide a nice subtle glow, and I will say that it's actually probably better that it's not super bright because it would otherwise be obnoxious. Now, I will say I really appreciate SteelSeries for having a software where you can go in and change the lights. It is two-toned, I believe is what they call it, but essentially you can change two different parts of the RGB strip, and I'll show that in the video, so you're not relying on my explaining here. The other thing I do like about this mouse pad is it is a softer material, so when you're rubbing your arms across it, you're not annoyed by the material rubbing across your arm. It's really not something you're going to be thinking about much, and it does have a little bit of a give or a little bit of a cushion, so it's not the worst material to rest your arm on all day. Well, if you're having an all-day gaming session, good on you. For me, like 6 to 8 hours at most, and that's if I'm not doing anything all day. I've gotten older, unfortunately. Now, that is going to lead directly into my cons, and I will say, so the inside of the mouse pad, good. Outside can be a little bit annoying, especially once you're a couple hours into your gaming session. There's essentially an elastic thread that goes on to hold whatever the lights shine through. And that material can be a little bit obnoxious. I can imagine it's more obnoxious if you're a player that really does move your forearm a lot, having those elastic things. Because, oh, I just turned my PC on. Uno momento, por favor. If you heard that noise though, you will recognize that that sounds like it's not going to be the most comfortable to rest your arm on, and it's really not. Again, I rest about right here of my forearm on that portion of the mouse pad, and I do find myself adjusting to try to get that material off that part of my arm after it's been resting on there for a while. Two things that really drive me nuts about this product. One, I have a predominantly cordless setup. If you've seen my setup video, don't come at me for the cable management behind the PC. I really want to change that up. I'm just not quite sure how to go about fixing that at this point. Thinking some cable wraps, but Dakota, stay focused. Cable on desk, don't know. Unsightly, doesn't look good, don't like it. Very bad. Very bad. This is double thumbs down for that. I wish they would do something that's rechargeable. So just like the rest of my setup, when it's on the cusp of dying, I can sit there frantically looking for a cord, really hoping that I have something still plugged into my PC. Well, realistically, I wouldn't care as much about the Mousepad, but you're getting the general image here. It'd be nice to just, boop, plug it in, chart it up, call it good, get the cables off my desk, make it look less ugly. Thank you. The other negative thing or really unsightly thing about this is because it is black and because of the way the material is, it shows all dust, drool, not my drool, my dog's drool. I don't sit there drooling at my computer all day. Dog hair, any dog hair shows on it like crazy. I'm perfect. It's nothing that I do, it's just my dogs. That's the great thing about pets, and realistically, I'm sure if you have kids, you blame them all the time too, because it's never your fault. It'll show every dust particle, it'll show every piece of hair, especially if your dog is partly white like mine is. I mean, if your dog is totally white, you're SOL, my friend. But it'll show all of that debris build up on there. If you have a lint roller, you can quickly lint roll it off and then get a wet cloth with some soap, rub it off, and you should be fine. The thing I do find really annoying and obnoxious about this is this is a mouse pad that shows everything, so you want to clean it more and more frequently. And once you clean it, it's good for about a week. That's me being generous before it starts showing stuff again, especially if you've got drooly boys like I do that come up, put their face on it because they're checking out what you're doing, thinking you're the coolest dog dad ever. And you just sit there and look at it and go, thanks. Thanks, boys. My other qualm that I had with this device, this product, is that it did take a few months to fully flatten out because it comes fully wrapped up in a little box. Could I have done more to prevent this or to fix this? I probably could have. Now, I had upgraded my mouse pad. I just gotten into gaming on a PC, so I was so focused on playing in every single moment that I had so that I was not awful at video games on the PC, and I actually learned how to play mouse and keyboard, that having something weighted on the edge of my mouse pad was really annoying for me while I was trying that. Yes, I could have been a lot more patient. I could have put stuff on the edge, but I was excited. I wanted to focus on gaming, and that flattening out process took a hit, but it did take a couple of months to flatten out, and that was annoying in my opinion. I wish that it just came, settled out perfectly, and we all lived in harmony and sang kumbaya. But that's not how things go, unfortunately, and I had a nice bump on the edge where it wanted to lay flat, but it didn't entirely. At this point, we're good. It doesn't do that anymore, but something to take into consideration, especially when you're first purchasing. Those are my thoughts 6 months after owning this mouse pad. This review is coming from an average consumer. I'm more of a gaming enthusiast than a professional gamer. I don't get paid at all. I don't even know why I'm giving that disclosure. But I like buying high quality things, and I like sharing my experiences with you so that you can make educated decisions before dropping 50 bucks on something where you're like, maybe I don't want that product. Full disclosure, I am looking at getting potentially a Grove made mouse pad. I'm just not quite sold because I haven't seen a couple or many reviews from gamers on their experience with them, and I don't want to completely jack things up for myself with my setup. I'm still tempted though. I'm still very tempted. Regardless of what my intentions are with this mouse pad, let me know in the comments below what you're thinking of doing, if this is high on your list or if you're planning on going another way, or if you have a mouse pad that you love and you're like, Dakota, you've got to try this out. Let me know, and I'd love to give it a shot. If you found this video helpful, please give me a like or a subscribe if you're really feeling generous. And I thank you all so much for watching and wish you a wonderful rest of your day.